Good day, everyone. My name is MicheleDClark. Excuse me, Dr. MicheleDClark, and I'm your favorite small town girl with big time dreams who God has definitely shown his grace and his mercy, and he has saved me from some life threatening things. And I'm super excited that he did because it is a magnificent Monday on purpose. Why? Because I said so, and you can too. And also because I get a chance to spend this time with you on this magnificent Monday, Monday through Friday, each and every weekday. We have our fast break at 8, where we empower you with quick and easy tidbits and life hacks and mindset shifts in order to live inspire free and transform. All right, you all, today we're going to do quick and easy in and out. Before we get started, though, of course, we have to have our household chores. And that is if you are watching, did I say chores? Not chores, not household chores, household customs, you all. Our household customs. So that is, of course, if you're watching on Facebook or LinkedIn, make sure that you like this post, you heart this post, you support this post, you share this post. So that way you are not the only person who's getting those wonderful tidbits and life hacks and mindset shifts. And in addition to that, if you are watching on YouTube, make sure that you subscribe and click the little bell so then that way you're in the know when we drop new content, just like we're doing today. And welcome, Keisha E. Newton, coming in from the west side of Michigan. Welcome to the show. She is one of our repeat supporters, so she already knows to do these things, right? But I have to lay it out for everybody else. All right. And of course, if you would like to have a proper shout out, make sure to go ahead and put your name and where you're watching from in the chat so I can get it. And that's the chat either here or here, depending on where you're watching, right? And make sure that you can get that proper shout out. All right, you all, we're going to do quick, easy, in and out. That's right. Yes. West side. Yay. So, all right, listen, you got to keep the fun and fundamentals, right? Have to keep the fun and fundamentals. So, all right, let's go ahead and get down with the get down and let's talk about our topic for today. Drum roll, everybody. Da-da-da-da. Tell more stories. Tell more stories. I'm going to take a quick break for station identification. So, for my hydration, give me 2.5 seconds, y'all. So, that leads me to really quickly. For those of you who knew what was going on with me today, she says, all due respect. Yes, Dr. MDC. So, for those of you all who knew what was going on with me, I had a procedure today. I had a medical procedure. No, not the big surgery. That's in August. I'll keep you guys posted on that as we get closer to it. But I had a medical procedure today. This is a little bit off the topic, but a little bit on the topic. So, how about I do this? I will reframe it and put it within the topic and then expand it, okay? And we'll try to make this as quick as possible for our fast break at 8, so that way I can also get into what's going down tomorrow in the virtual space tomorrow here. All right, so when I say tell more stories, I mean tell stories that enhance either who you are, what you're doing, and how you want to help others. Who you are, what you're doing, and how to help others. Somebody can put that in the chat. That'd be awesome. Who you are, what you do, and how to help others. So I had the opportunity to go to a concert and on Saturday, and it was absolutely OMG amazing. It was at one of the mega churches in Michigan, in Detroit. And absolutely, well, actually, it's actually in, I think it's actually in, no, it is actually in Detroit because there's another mega church that's in Southfield. This one actually is in Detroit. And so there was a young lady. You all may know her. Her name is Kiki Wyatt. She sang. She's usually known in the R&B realm, but she also sings gospel. She has a church background. A lot of people may not know that, but she does. And during her segment, she had the opportunity to minister to us. She had an opportunity. Yes, she had an opportunity to help us through her testimony by sharing her story. Now, we've heard of history, right? That means telling stories from the past. I don't know why they call it history. His story, as opposed to her story. I don't know. But anyways, she told her story. And it was so powerful. And I had no idea that she and I had so much in common. And I had the opportunity to go backstage and meet her and have a conversation with her. And it just was amazing. So she told her story and she changed lives through her story. Just like that. She helped some people, to empower some people just like that by telling her story. So my story today, I told my story a few I think it was last week. The week before last. I think it was last week. Last week Tuesday. They had an extended remix version of Fast Break at 8. So check it out if you didn't. Check it out. It's Who is MicheleDClark? And that was the topic for the Fast Break at 8. So check it out. It was about 40 something minutes. And I told my story. I went into depth about my story. So my story today is I had a medical procedure. And I'm telling the story because, again, I want to be able to help someone. So I want to tell my story about what I went through today. So then that way I can free somebody either today or tomorrow or whoever, whenever they're watching. Hashtag replay is for real. I'm going to try to do it as succinctly as possible. So here's the deal. I had a medical procedure today. A couple of months back. Well, actually, it was a little bit longer than that. I was having some intermittent pain, right? And so I told my primary doctor about it, but then like the pain kind of went away. So went on life as usual. Pain started coming back, and it came back more frequently, like on a daily basis, kind of frequently. Unignorable, right? So it's like, okay, I want to follow back up on that. So I did. So I followed up, and I went to a specialist, and that specialist found what they term a mass. Okay, so they found a mass, and so they wanted to biopsy it. So that was the procedure that I went through today, where I had to get that biopsy. Now, for those of you who know me personally, first of all, thank you so much for your prayers. Thank you so much for your well wishing. And also another moment of transparency, y'all, because I'm telling the story, right? If you would have caught me about, what time is it now? It's 8:07-ish Eastern Daylight Time. If you would have caught me about 5 hours ago, because they had to put me under. So they had to biopsy me. They had to put me under. So I'm just happy and grateful that it is a magnificent Monday, that I'm able to be here right now. So when I say that God has shown his grace and mercy and he saved me from life-threatening things, I'm super excited to be here today, that I was able to come out of the anesthesia, that I'm able to be coherent and speak with you all today about my story and telling this story. So what I want you all to glean from this, and of course, you can glean your own, because we tell our stories. Remember we talked about how you have a delay and then you replay and then relay, right? So that was another episode. Y'all check that out. Check that one out. And so the thing is, this wasn't a delay per se, but it was something that happened with me. And now I'm able to share this with someone. Let me help you to relay the blessing, extract the message, right? So the message is that if your body is telling you something, not if, when your body is telling you something, listen and do something about it. Do something about it. So, of course, I'm allowing you to extract your own message from that as well, because when you heard what I said, it resonated with you. It may have resonated with you because of what's going on with you. But if I hadn't told this story, it may not have been as impactful. It may not have been as, what's the word I'm looking for? Actionable, taking action. Because sometimes we know something, but we don't do something because people think that knowledge equals power. No, it doesn't. Knowledge does not equal power. Using knowledge equals power. If we have all knowledge in the world, we don't use it, it means nothing. It's just information until we translation into actualization, right? All right. So, but I'm going to shut this down because I do want to, I'm being transparent with you. I want to be able to just rest again, right? But I wanted to make sure that I came on tonight for multiple reasons, two in particular. One, because I had to relay this message. I want to encourage you to tell more stories. Break for station identification for my hydration. Give me a quick second, y'all. One of the medications they gave me when I was going under was actually to dry me out. So that way, the anesthesiologist will have an easier time. We'll just put it that way. So at any rate, so yeah, I've never had to take 2 breaks, right, for station identification for my hydration, but it's okay because this is real talk. This is real life. This is what we go through. So tell your story and tell it more often. Whatever you're experiencing, tell it to any ear that's willing and able to listen, because we never know who goes through what. Until I shared my testimony about what I went through with my son. For those of you who don't know, my son has cerebral palsy, 33 weeks gestation. I had a condition called vasa previa with velamentous cord insertion. As a result, my blood vessel ruptured. We both bled out, had to have a blood transfusion. He was dead for 11 minutes. It took me 11 minutes to revive him. So I tell that story, and I didn't know how many people that it impacted until I told that story, and then they shared, you know what, I went through something similar. And it wasn't until Kiki Wyatt told her story that I was like, OMG, I went through something similar. Let's talk. Let's talk. So be that beacon light for somebody else. Share your story, even if they're not able to tangibly touch you, because not everybody was able to go backstage, have a conversation, sit in the dressing room with her. Not everybody was able to do that. I was blessed to be able to have those connections and be able to do that. But here's the deal. Share your story, because somewhere in the stratosphere, in the atmosphere, it's going to carry, and it's going to land on somebody, and it's going to land on their heart, and it's going to help to convict them to take action on whatever that is that they need to do. Right? It's going to help them. You see what I'm saying? Absolutely. #favor. And that's when on Saturday, I sent out if you guys didn't see it, I sent out a post that says that you don't have to chase favor. Favor is going to find you. It will find you. So yes, and it will find you by you being able to share your story and not keep it to yourself, because when you keep it to yourself, that's being selfish. So share your story and share it more abundantly. Share it like this. So there's some people who don't know me, who can't reach out and touch me, who can't call me on the phone, who can't shoot me a text message in that way, who can't hang out with me, but they can listen to this. They might watch me on YouTube. And who knows? This stays on the internet forever. So they might watch this 10 years later and be like, I've been having a pain. Let me go get it checked out. I went through a test and I have a testimony, but I haven't shared it. So I've been keeping it to myself, and no one else has been able to heal through what I went through. I said it that way. I hope it hit somebody. I hope it hit somebody. All right, y'all, guess what? It is. We're way past this. I might have changed the name, Fast Break at 8, right? But it's still Fast Break. You still go to the grocery store, or if you're in the back seat and your your driver's driving, you can put this in your earbuds and get to where you're going and things like that, right? So in between, maybe doing a quick workout, listening to this, getting some goodness in your ears, whatever the case may be, right? Still Fast Break at 8. We're still under 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, I don't think it's Fast Break anymore. But we're going to shut this down. And how we're going to shut this down, thank you, Keisha. She said she did see that post, right? So here's what we're going to do. I want to let you all know that tomorrow is going to be an extended remix version, and it's not going to be a Fast Break at 8. Tomorrow is going to be our inaugural Tuesday Talks with Dr. Clark, LMSW, our Fatherhood Edition. So yes, June 13th, Fatherhood Edition, 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Make sure you have your beautiful faces in the place, because we're going to have, I know, on Friday, I made the announcement and I said 4 gentlemen, but guess what? This has become such a, I don't even know, it's such a big hit that we have another gentleman that we've just added, freshly added on Saturday. So we now have 5 guys. No pun intended. We have 5 fabulous men who are going to be gracing our virtual space tomorrow, Tuesday Talks with Dr. Clark, LMSW, Fatherhood Edition, in honor of Father's Day coming up. And you do not want to miss this show. You don't. These gentlemen are, I know, right? Inaugural. These gentlemen are powerhouses. They're businessmen, entrepreneurs. They are fathers of all fathers. And we have a gentleman who's also helps families to stay together. He helps family, he gives them tips and tidbits and mindset shifts, if you will, life hacks, if you will, in order to keep the families together. If they're not together, get it together. We have somebody who's an economist. We have someone on who deals with AI. We have blended families. We have single fathers. Listen, you want to be in the house. So all of my entrepreneurs, who are females, all my business owners who are females, all of my high achieving executives, professionals who are ladies, make sure that you are in this space. And if you have a spouse, make sure that they're in the space. If there's significant others, make sure they're in the space. If you have a brother or a sister or mother, make sure they're in this space, because tomorrow is for sure going to elevate somebody. If you have questions about, you know what, I'm a single mom, I would love to hear from a father's perspective. Or, you know what, I have a spouse and I still like to hear from a father's perspective. So maybe I can give some tips and tidbits and tools to help my husband, help my significant other, help my brother, help my uncle, help my cousin, help somebody. The information you're going to have tomorrow, I promise you, is going to be life-changing, because they're going to not only come from the head, but they're going to come from the heart. And as my late great pastor used to say, Pastor Clifford L. Jackson III, he used to always say, what speaks from the heart speaks to the heart. So be filled tomorrow. Do not miss it. Yes, you can hashtag replay, but you'll have the opportunity to be able to interact with them live tomorrow, so you can get your questions answered. So if you have any questions, make sure that you come on. If you don't have any questions, make sure you come on and you listen and learn, because tomorrow's going to be a clinic. I can tell you already right now that it's going to be so powerful, so life-changing. I have a sneaky suspicion that it's going to be an expanded edition down the road. All right, that's all I'm saying, though. All right, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. You all make sure that you have your beautiful faces in the place. Tomorrow, we have Tuesday Talks with Dr. Clark, inaugural, the first time, right? Because usually it's Miss Clark. Now it's Dr. Clark, right? So this is our first time, and the best way to do that I could think of is to honor our fathers. Honor our fathers through this show that we're having, our Fatherhood Edition. So Tuesday Talks with Dr. Clark, LMSW, 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Tomorrow we're having our Fatherhood Edition. Do not miss it. Do not miss it. All right, you all, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I hope somebody got something from today. That every single day, that is my personal mission, is to make sure to elevate, enhance, increase somebody, even if it's just one person, every single day. And when I was a kid, when I was growing up, I used to always say, if I can make one person smile a day, then my job is done. And I've carried that through. And I'm doing it now this way. So I love you all to life. I love you all to life, just because you are. Just because you are. So today's Fast Break at 8 is tell more stories. Tell your story. If you don't feel like you have a story, tell somebody else's story until you feel like you have a story. But I promise you, if you're anywhere over the age of 30, 35, you have a story. You just have to look for it. And maybe I can help you with that. Who knows? So, all right, you all, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I love to have those conversations with you all. And I love to see each and every one of you all tomorrow. I can't wait to see each one of you all tomorrow for our Tuesday Talks with Dr. Clark, LMSW, 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, our Fatherhood Edition. So, all right, with that being said, I love you to life. In the meantime, between time, take care. God bless.